The Fargo Five. We've got frequently asked questions about Fargo, North Dakota. And we have the manager of Little Bits, Penny McLean. Hello, Penny.
Hello.
Now, Penny, you don't know Little Bits, and I'm going to send that to you. But what would be really awesome is a little teeny tiny pumpkin that doesn't get caught in your mouth. You don't have, that's a joke that you don't understand, but you will once I send you the Rick and Morty clip online. So we will get into some frequently asked questions. So I have a really good question. I don't know if I discussed this with you. My wife is Japanese, and they in Japan they have a thing called kabocha, which gets roughly translated to pumpkin. And I'm not sure that makes sense. And then there's squashes and things like that. And I guess so the real question is, what is a pumpkin? Do you know what makes something a pumpkin? Have you ever heard of kabocha? Is it all the same pumpkins that you guys are dealing with, or do you ever do squash or anything like that?
We have all kinds of pumpkins. We have There's some zucchini. There's the specialty pumpkins, which they're some of them are pink, some of them are like a tan. Some
Go
of
on
them are
about
white.
that. Tell me more about that. So you do grow zucchini? You don't sell them at the pumpkin patch.
There's a couple of them.
Really?
Yeah.
And you consider a zucchini a pumpkin?
No, that's over in our specialties. We have some gourds over there.
Okay. What's a gourd? So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. When I hear pumpkin, gosh, all I'm thinking about is the orange thing that you make a jack-o'-lantern out of. Is that what you think, or what do you think when you hear pumpkin? Or
I used to think that the orange pumpkins, but there's so many different ones. One of my favorites right now, they're called zombie pumpkins. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but that's what my brother and my husband call them.
Yeah.
They almost look like they're black. They're dark green and have a little bit more, shape or ridges to them. They're kind of cool. There's all kinds of different colors.
Yeah.
And
what different colors? Well, I mean, every color you can imagine. Is there a purple pumpkin? I love purple.
I haven't seen purple, but I mean, the white ones, you can paint them.
Yeah, sure.
But white, there's tan, yellow, orange. There was one really cool one that I'm sad I didn't. I was thinking about grabbing it, but I didn't. It was yellow and had some green spots on it. I mean, it was bison colors. It was pretty cool.
Go bison.
Right?
Do the different colors taste different? Does a white pumpkin, you ever eaten up? Do you eat pumpkin a lot? I mean, gosh, you got a pumpkin
Not a lot.
patch.
There are some that are for cooking and for eating, and then there's some that I don't know.
You can't cook any and all of them.
Maybe you can.
Okay, but you don't.
No. I don't cook much.
Not much of a cooker. Okay. All right.
I can. I just don't like to.
All right. Sure. Nope. I feel that. Why?
It's an important distinction, right?
Yes. It really is. Yes. That reminds me, and a similar distinction, there's a difference between being peaceful and harmless is based on whether you can do it. And kind of like that with the cooking, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, you're from Fargo. You've grown up around here. Have you lived anywhere outside of the Midwest? Have you gone anywhere warmer climes?
Always in North Dakota.
Okay. Then
traveled, but not.
Yeah, traveled. But did you meet a lot of people when you were traveling outside of North Dakota? What was that? Do you feel like people outside of the Midwest? I guess here's what I'm getting at. This is always the joke I say. I say that, because every winter we begin to ask ourselves, why do we live here? Right? Because it's so cold, right? And and maybe it's cope. I don't know. That's what I want to ask you. Because I say to myself, well, the reason I live here is because the cold, it acts as an immigration policy, right? It's like this. It's like a wall of coldness. And I'm not saying if you leave that you're not strong, but I'm saying that if you're not strong, you will leave, right? You have to be this tough.
It's an acquired taste.
But you have to do it, right? And it keeps the riffraff out. Do you buy that, or is that just cope? Are we just saying that to make ourselves feel better, or are Fargo people, are Midwest people really different?
I think you get used to it. I always think of it as an acquired taste.
Yeah.
I like living here. My son absolutely loves snow. And he loves the cold, so.
You think anybody could do it?
He would never go anywhere else.
I guess, could anybody live here, or is it only special people who live here? Are we special? Are we better than everybody?
I don't know, because my best friend that we grew up here, she's in Phoenix now.
Yeah.
She didn't like the cold.
Yeah, she got sick of it. Well, I mean, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it more than
But
anybody.
misses the people.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, because we're different.
people.
We're different here.
We're tough.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Last question, and then we'll move on to the last. Can you believe it's already been 45 minutes? Can you believe
Oh,
it
wow.
goes quick, right?
It does.
You were like, I don't know. I was nervous watching it. You've been yapping for 45 minutes. It goes real quick. Last question here. What surprised you most when you started your career? Was there maybe a misconception that you had about the job? So when I want you to picture back, you graduated with a degree, and then you went and got your CPA, or did you go get a job first? What did you do?
I got a job first. I don't know.
And was there anything that like blew your mind, or is accounting the one rare?
So I'm a Gen X, so my mom always told me, you gotta get your degree, degree, and so I had no idea what I was doing. I just I'll go to.
You had
I'll
no
do
preconceptions.
accounting.
Okay.
I know how to do this. I'll just keep doing this, and I think it was more. You just expected that a job was going to magically appear. At the end of that degree. And I mean, it wasn't hard to find one, but it was. I don't know.
Okay, but nothing. Once you got the job, it was kind of what you expected.
Yeah,
you got into it. Nothing was a big surprise to you. You know, they say the best way to avoid being disappointed is not to have any expectations.
I thought I was going to go into public accounting, and then I didn't. I ended up doing.
So your own
private
trajectory
accounting.
kind of surprised you.
Probably, yeah.
What's public? What's the difference there?
Public accounting, that's auditing and doing taxes, and you have the firms that do that. So they'll offer an opinion on the financial statements of the private companies.
Oh, okay. And then private,
public companies.
And private accounting is okay. So the public meaning the numbers. Public meaning the numbers you produce are outward facing. You give them to the government, or you give them to investors, or no? What's public? Why? I understand the words public and private.
Public accounting. It's
I understand the words public and private.
Yep.
Those were words that are in my lexicon. What is
So-
it about the accounting that makes it
So
public?
more private, think of it more as companies and doing the accounting for companies.
Mm-hmm.
So doing the books and figuring out how much they're making. And then public accounting is coming in and offering an opinion on those statements that, yes, they are indeed what the company says they are, so that you can get loans. You can, if you're a public company, your investors saying, yes, this is not, these numbers are what they say, what they are saying they are.
I will have to think about that more as I listen back to it, because I'm not quite wrapping my head around it, but that's definitely a me thing. So that is all the time for accounting that we have. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, everyone's favorite segment, Fargo Favorites. So don't go nowhere.